When you've got friends dropping by for coffee, it's always good to have something fresh out of the oven to go with it. And this is a very simple, very easy, very delicious cake that anyone can make. Let's make this beautiful vanilla sour cream cake on the One Pot Chef. First things first, I've got 150 grams of butter, which is at room temperature, so it's nice and soft and easy to beat. To that, I'm also going to add in 3/4 cup of caster sugar or superfine white sugar. And I'm also going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm using some vanilla bean paste today, but you could use some vanilla extract or vanilla essence, but this beautiful thick vanilla bean paste is just an absolute explosion of flavour, and you'll get those lovely little flecks of vanilla beans all through the cake. And just using an electric mixer, we're just going to beat the butter, sugar and vanilla together until it's nice and fluffy and creamy looking. Next, I'm going to add in 2 eggs, one at a time, and we're just going to beat them in after each addition. Next, I've got 1 3/4 cups of self-raising flour. I'm going to add about half the flour in and just carefully fold it into the mixture. I've also got 250 grams of sour cream. You could also use some natural yogurt or some plain Greek-style yogurt. Now again, I've just put half in and just mix that together. Add in the remaining flour and the remaining sour cream. Using that method, you can actually see that the cake batter is a lot less like a batter and more like a smooth, creamy, frosting consistency, which is absolutely beautiful. And I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but if you look closely, you can actually see those little vanilla bean flecks all through it. I can smell it. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's all I can do not to take a fingerful right now. Next, I've got a fluted bundt pan here. You don't have to use this type of cake pan. We'll get to that in a minute. But basically what we're going to do is we're just going to carefully spoon the batter in. I've lightly greased the pan with just a little bit of spray oil, but you could just rub a bit of butter over if you've got it. Smooth the surface so it is nice and even, and this is ready to go into the oven. Preheated oven, 180 degrees Celsius, about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 35 minutes, or until a skewer inserted into the centre of the cake comes out clean. Now, if you're planning on doing this in just a regular round or square cake tin, you'd want to increase the cooking time to about 40 minutes. If you're doing this as cupcakes, reduce the cooking time to about 20 to 25 minutes. And that's our cake out of the oven. I've let it stand on the counter in the pan for about 5 minutes to cool slightly. Now, all I need to do is flip this over. So, moment of truth, I've got my wire rack here. I'm just going to carefully flip it over. Moment of truth. Oh, perfect. We're just going to leave the cake on the wire rack to cool completely, and then we'll be ready to decorate. Once the cake is completely cooled, you can transfer it onto a serving plate. You could make some frosting or a glaze for it, but personally I think it's a simple cake and all it needs is a little bit of simple dusting of icing sugar over the top. This beautiful, moist vanilla sour cream cake is so easy to prepare, it is perfect for when you've got friends dropping by for coffee. That is simply glorious. Now, as you can see, I've cut a little bit out, so I'm going to have a taste. Get over here, you little... escapee. Oh my heavens. Oh, that's wonderful. This is a lovely, light and fluffy cake. It's got a slight moist denseness to it that is really, really delicious. And of course, you've got that wonderful infusion of flavour from the vanilla bean paste. It's not overly sweet, but it doesn't need to be. It's one of those sort of light little cakes that you have with coffee or tea, and it's absolutely delicious. Well, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Check me out on social media on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And of course, my website, OnePotChefShow.com. And until next time, see you later. This cake is fantastic. It's a very basic version, so you can pretty much change it to any taste you like. If you wanted to make it a lemon cake, you could add some lemon zest to it. You wanted to make a chocolate cake, you could add cocoa powder with the flour. There's so many options. Give it a try, and trust me, everyone will love it.